Hello, thank you so much for clicking this video today. I really appreciate it. It's going to be a great video. We're talking about huge changes that may be coming to Cardano and also a huge partnership announcement with the Cardano project. We're going to be doing a JED giveaway, so if you stay till the end, I can tell you how to enter that giveaway. And if you want to support the channel, it's very easy. Just like, comment down below, subscribe, and also stake to Bloom. We actually minted the 8th ever block on Cardano, so we've been here since the beginning. We've minted tens of thousands of blocks, and we'd love to have you and pay you those great rewards every epoch. Let's jump right into it. So the first story we're going to talk about is the huge partnership. Claymates is one of the largest NFT projects on Cardano. They've done a great job in marketing and bringing people to Cardano. They actually partnered with Snoop Dogg and Snoop Dogg's son and had music from Snoop Dogg and his son in their metaverse. So they're really one of the largest NFT projects on Cardano that are bringing people together. Huge fan of Claymates, been there since the beginning. I minted from them, and we got a big announcement from them. And the big announcement showed this, and it was actually from the Ledger account. Ledger is a hardware wallet. Essentially what it does is it keeps your private keys on that device, and then when you go to sign a transaction, it takes a transaction file from the Ledger device onto your computer and then submits it so that none of your private keys are ever exposed to the internet. So I saw this and I was really excited. Well, what could Claymates possibly be doing with Ledger? Are we going to get a new Claymates edition Ledger? Because I would definitely purchase that, even though I'm a Trezor guy. But it gets way crazier. After that, this happens. The following day, Ledger announced a new product that you can sign up for, and this product is called Ledger Recover. And what it allows you to do is go to Ledger or a third-party company, give them your passport, your ID, and actually recover your ledger. Normally when people use a ledger, they have a mnemonic phrase, and then if you lose your ledger or the device breaks, you type in that mnemonic phrase on a new ledger and you get all of your money back. And that was the only way that you could get your Cardano back or your Bitcoin. Whereas this time, now you could go with a passport to Ledger and recover your wallet without that mnemonic phrase. And this started to freak people out. They started going crazy. Ledger argued, well, these recovery phrases that we're saving for you are actually sharded, meaning that they're encrypted and, people won't be able to hack them or steal them. But most of the cryptocurrency community didn't like that, because you got to think of who Ledger is for. Who buys Ledger? It's people that want to protect their funds. It's people that don't want to give access to their funds to someone else. We're all leaving traditional finance and joining crypto, hoping that we have this decentralized, financial system where, we keep track of our money. And with that, it comes a lot more responsibility. And I really see where Ledger was coming from here. Ledger looked at, your grandma getting into crypto, and they, with the traditional bank account, you can just call your bank and say, hey, I lost my credit card or I lost my account number, and you can go there with your identification and get that back. The traditional finance system is very easy. It's very simple. Even if someone spends your money, you can often get that charged back and have the money refunded to you almost instantly, depending on your bank account. So Ledger was thinking about adoption, and it was thinking about the next, 100 million users that come into crypto, because I've heard stories of people losing money in crypto, $10,000, $500,000, because they lost their recovery phrase. So how do we solve that accessibility, user experience, and adoption problem? Ledger thought the option was Ledger Recover. What they messed up on was the main people that buy ledgers are people that can keep track of their seed phrases, people that do see the importance of cryptocurrency and self-sovereignty and you being the only person that has access to your funds. So everyone was pissed. People were burning their ledgers, they were breaking them, they were throwing them in fires, and it was all because of this Ledger Recovery feature. So here's Ledger's response to that. We have Pascal here from Ledger. He says, before, the private key could still not leave the chip. Now, the private key can still not leave the chip. And then we have this reply tweet here. Ledger's closed source trust us bro just proved it could not be trusted. Trezor, the alternative is open source. And it's good to have open source, especially when it comes to storing your funds or using a wallet. It's good to be able to look into the code and see that there's no backdoors or nothing that can steal people's funds. So then this guy responds, you're lying through technicalities. And this is Ledger's response there. Your seed phrase never leaves the secure element on your nano device. If you choose Ledger Recover, it could split into 3 encrypted shards. Only those shards leave the secure element, in which case it's transmitted via a secure channel to our 3 Ledger Recover providers. This can only happen if you physically consent on your device after signing up for Ledger Recover. So, people assume that this is now a backdoor. No matter what, there is a backdoor into your ledger that will allow you to extract your seed phrase out of there, even if it's those encrypted charts. So a lot of people are now saying no to Ledger and moving to Trezor. And Trezor has honestly had a great marketing few days. They were probably popping bottles and enjoying it, but they've definitely gone through and made a bunch of memes. Not your coins, not your keys. They did a 15% off code. Transparency matters. That's why Trezor is fully open source. So that leads me to, well, if Claymates was going to partner with Ledger, what's their response now? Here is Claymates' response. We wanted to share a brief update on our planned partnership and campaign with Ledger. We have decided to postpone the launch, which was actually planned for today. This is a tough call, especially considering the months of hard work we've invested in creating awesome content and collaborating with their team on educational initiatives. We're also proud of the partnership and firmly believe in our paramount importance of security when it comes to safeguarding your digital assets. We believe it's important to wait for further clarification, to gather your thoughts, gauge the community sentiment before moving forward. Your opinion matters to us, and we want to ensure this partnership aligns with your expectations. First off, great response from Clay Nation. Them saying that they're going to just wait. They're not canceling the partnership. They're putting it on pause. They're going to wait for their community response and really see how this goes. As far as running a business and handling PR and marketing, that was wonderful. I personally think that they should still work with Ledger. If you're worried about this backdoor, then don't buy a Ledger, buy a Trezor. But I think educational initiatives are important. And I think that, Ledger's option of having that backdoor or of having the ability to send those sharded phrases to a third-party company would be good for a lot of users. Maybe not you and I watching this video or making this video, but for new people coming in, for my grandma, I'm the one who keeps her recovery phrase. So, a company doing that's actually more secure and better than a centralized exchange, I do think that there's a place for that in our industry. However, I think PR-wise, it would have been much smarter for Ledger to do that with a different device. Release a new device, call it Ledger Recover, with that option to then give new people coming in to the industry, that ability. Whereas, people like you and I, that may stress us out a little bit, and we don't want that backdoor in our device. So that's my thoughts on Ledger and also Clay Nation. I think they should move forward with it. Educational content is important, and I would love to see some Clay Nation educational content partner with Ledger, and I would also love to have a Claymates Ledger. It does seem like Ledger is listening to their community, so I will provide another update to see their final response. We opened up the Atrium Discord. We're also releasing a new Medium article today on what is Atrium, and we also did a long tweet thread on Atrium and what it brings to Cardano, and I'm very excited about Atrium. It's definitely a passion project for me. A dream of mine has always been to build applications for Cardano, write open source software that pushes the industry forward. And what Atrium is a one-stop shop application that has everything that you can do on the Cardano blockchain in this one clean dashboard. You can stake, you can swap, you can buy NFTs, you can look at a token market cap list. There's so much that you can do in Atrium, and we're trying to make it easy and accessible. An application even your grandma can use, following a little bit of Ledger's ideologies there without the backdoor, of course. But every single piece of Atrium will have educational content built into it, videos from community members, text guides from community members. Atrium is built by the community for the community. And we're actually working with M Labs and designing a new smart contract called staking baskets. What staking baskets do is they allow you to delegate to multiple different stake pools at the same time in the ecosystem. And it also allows anyone to come in and create their own staking basket. You can get on here, choose your 10 favorite pools, create a staking basket with Atrium tokens, and then put your ADA in the basket, and then it delegates across those 10 pools. You can then get your friends to delegate in there. So the first staking basket that we're releasing to show you how to use it is called Diffusion. Diffusion, the goal of it is to actually decentralize Cardano by paying users more rewards. When you use Diffusion, your ADA will be split amongst 50 different stake pools all at the same time, and you're going to be earning Atrium tokens, and you're going to be earning ADA. So you're not going to be losing ADA like you would with an ISO. You're going to be supporting Cardano's network decentralization and earning Atrium tokens on top of it. Atrium tokens are going to have a huge amount of utility in the Atrium application. One example is creating staking baskets baskets, and we'll release more examples of using the Atrium token on our Medium article. So make sure you follow that, follow our Twitter. I've spent a lot of money on this. It's a huge passion for me. To me, it's the next big thing, and our goal is to onboard 1 million users to Cardano in the next couple of years. So we'd love to have your support. If you're an investor, a builder, please reach out to us, a project that we can integrate. We'd love to integrate, lending, swapping, and we're almost there. We're getting there. Not all of our features, but our MVP, where you guys can actually get on there and use this, is coming very soon. So thank you. So there's a new vote happening in the Cardano ecosystem, and this one is a big one. It has to do with staking rewards, stake pool operators, the parameter K. So I'm going to briefly go into what these parameters are, tell you my opinions, tell you other people's opinions, and then we're going to move on. So what is K? K is actually the saturation point for stake pools. K is currently set at 500, and what you do is you take the total supply of ADA, you divide that by K, and that gives you the saturation point. Once a stake pool that you stake to reaches saturation, it won't pay any more rewards for new users that come in. So let's say you're in a saturated pool, and we'll make it easy. The saturation is 50 million. If another 10 million comes into the pool and it's at 60 million, you're going to have a 20% reduction in rewards. And that's to get people to delegate to other pools. There's another parameter. It's called the min pool cost. The min pool cost was created to stop stake pools from charging zero and making sure that stake pool operators are making at least some money to run good servers, so the Cardano ecosystem has scalability and it has low block time, and that's currently set at 340. But there's an issue with that being set at 340. It's very hard to start a new stake pool, because at 1 million, let's say you have a new stake pool with 1 million ADA. Well, that 340 is coming out of every epoch. So if you're only making 340 ADA per epoch, all of the rewards are gone. So it's important to get your stake pool to the 5 to 10 million range at least, because the fees are so huge at 1 million. It can be anywhere from 500,000 to 5 million. It can be anywhere from 100% fees to 10% fees. Once you get to the higher end of 60 million ADA delegated, it's only a 1% fee. But all stake pool operators are required to have that cost. And the issue is, new stake pool operators that get started, it's hard for them to achieve delegation, because why would you want to delegate to a stake pool that's charging 50% fees and they can't even lower the fees? It's impossible. So now that we know what K is, and now that we know what the min pool cost is, I'm going to also announce that CF has started a vote. Stake pool operators in this ecosystem can vote to change these parameters. CF has stated that this may not have an impact, but it could. We're in a weird middle phase right now, so we're just going to treat this vote as it's important. And here are the options that we have. Keep K at 500 and min pool cost at 340. Keep K at 500 and half the min pool cost to 170. Increase K to 1000 and keep the min pool cost at 340. Increase K to 1000 and then lower it to 170. Or I would prefer to abstain. So looking at these options here, in my opinion, there's not really enough. Let's talk about K and the history of K. K, when Cardano first launched, was set at 150, meaning stake pools could have much larger amounts of stake in there. I think it was above 200 million at the time. So then, IOG, they always stated that they were going to increase K, but it was going to happen in small increments of like 100. It was going to go from like 150 to 200 or to 250 and then to 300. Eventually, they changed that. They got rid of those small increments and they just bumped it all at once to K equals 500. They expected this to actually lead to more decentralization on Cardano. If we lower that cap, it's going to force users to delegate to other stake pools in the ecosystem. And this was kind of a big deal. For a lot of operators, it was really hard to get all of their stake to move so quickly, because a lot of people just like to set and forget. Not that that's a good thing. So when it actually was lowered to 64 million at the time, a lot of people thought this was going to have a huge impact on the decentralization of Cardano, because K was supposed to be Cardano's decentralization parameter. However, it didn't turn out that way. IOG has stated that increasing K to 500 did not have the impact on Cardano's decentralization that they thought it would have. And the reason that it didn't is because of the parameter A0. A0 was a parameter that's currently set at 0.3, and what A0 does is if you pledge, stake pool operators have the ability to lock up ADA in their stake pool, and that's called pledge. pledging actually increases the rewards of the stake pool. So it's supposed to work out like higher pledge, higher rewards, meaning that if an operator pledges a lot, they're going to be attractive to delegates, and delegates are going to choose that stake pool over other stake pools. So that was going to limit one stake pool operator from having a bunch of different stake pools. They could maybe have 2 or 3, how much ever ADA they could come up with to make their pool attractive, attract delegates, and then they were limited from creating another stake pool because their next pool wouldn't be attractive without that set pledge. However, A0 being set at 0.3, it doesn't really provide the incentive in the lower range. In the lower range is what most stake pool operators have. Bloom, that has 1 million ADA pledge in each pool, we do provide higher rewards to our users, but it's not enough to write home about. So a lot of people have suggested that A0 needs to be changed. IOG actually stated this. They set a date to increase K to 1,000, but then they never increased it. And the reason they stated they never increased it is because they believe that increasing K at this point without having a functional A0 parameter is not going to increase Cardano's decentralization. In reality, what it does is it lowers Cardano's user experience because people have to worry about saturation more. They're going to have to change stake pools. At this point, if K is not going to, increase Cardano's decentralization, then why would we worsen the user experience? That was IOG's suggestion. However, we never got the A0 change. And to explain A0 a little bit more, because it's set at 0.3, that means if you pledge the full amount to a stake pool, right now that's about 70 million ADA, those that pledge ADA to that stake pool are going to earn 30% more than any other user in the Cardano ecosystem. So right now, if you have a bunch of money, you're going to earn more than most people in Cardano. If you pledge that in this Coinbase that can do this, IOG that can do this, and they're allowed to earn 30% more rewards over everyone else. And it wasn't supposed to work out like that. It was supposed to, if you pledge 500,000 or 1 million, you're going to offer more rewards for your delegates and be limited from creating other pools. And that just never happened. So right now, really what limits your ability to create another pool is your ability to market and stake. So I personally believe these options are horrible. I think the min pool cost should go away. I think that should go to 0 to support new and smaller stake pools in the ecosystem. But to stop the race to the bottom, I think they should institute a minimum 2% fee, meaning that no one can charge less than 2%. But that scales in the sense that a new operator is going to be charging the same fees as I have, even though I've started from the beginning. So I think that doing that would make Cardano a much fairer network. And I don't think it's smart to increase K right now. It's just going to lead to a worse user experience. And I think that K should be increased once the A0 parameter is fixed. Right now, K is meaningless. It leads to a worse user experience. And I don't think changing it is going to do any good for smaller stake pool operators. And I think that Atrium has a higher shot of increasing the decentralization of Cardano than increasing K to 1,000. So I know this is a touchy topic, but I ask people to just not hate on me because I have a different opinion. Obviously, it's easy to see I have some bias here, but looking at what I'm building with Atrium, you can see that, my core values are a bit different than people originally thought. So yeah, it's a big discussion. Big things are happening. Very happy to see an on-chain vote actually happening. Cardano's definitely moving forward, but it's been kind of a long video. Sorry for ranting so long there, but it is an important topic. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to enter the giveaway, join the Discord server down below. The Atrium Discord is also open too, and then comment your choice to this vote to also enter the giveaway. Comment your choice down below. But again, let's be nice. Prove me wrong. Let's have a discussion. I'm not out to get anybody, although it seems people are out to get me when I say my opinions. You can tell I'm a little nervous, like they're going to attack me again. But I really do want the best things for everyone. So let's choose the right option here. Thank you guys. Love you.